Okay, Arma 3 mission making in 50 minutes or less, but not really because this is going to be a couple of hours. So what we're going to do today is put together a really simple mission, and the reason we're kind of going to put this one together, this is kind of like let's call it the left of arc, the easiest kind of end of the scale of how you can put together a really simple mission without messing around too much in terms of files or codes or anything else. Just put down something you can go and play with your friends and enjoy, or perhaps you might want to use it for some kind of training activity, something like that. So we're going to throw something down and be about 2 hours, but we're going to cover all of the things that are in the 50 minutes or less. The simple ones we're going to cover in this sort of 1 2 hour session. So it gives you a really good idea of how this actually is practically applied. So first things first, when you get onto the mission editor screen, you're going to want to go and press on the editor, but not really. The first thing you're going to do, get to the top right hand corner here, is create a new profile. So you can see this is my little dude here. Here's my guy. This is like my default guy. Yeah, press 1. I have no idea why. I think it's presumably derived from my Steam account. But I created a new profile, and the reason that I did that is because it's an absolute pain in the backside. Whenever you kind of got on this guy, it's messing around with my files. If we go into the documents and you want Arma 3 other profiles, this is where my mission stuff is, yeah, the Sturge one. Whereas on this one, I don't know, it messes with my Juju. I have no idea why. I don't know what's the issue. All I know is that if I do all my mission making on this profile, everything works fine. I never have an issue. When I do stuff on this profile, it goes horribly wrong. Cleverer people than me will be able to stick it in the comments as to why that is. But the first things first you want to do is just create yourself a new profile. What you can be super geeky and do is create yourself a mission making profile if you really want to. I'm not that geeky. But having a dedicated mission making profile that every time that you use, purely because I'm not that organised, can help you keep your stuff organised between mission making and gaming, so you're not messing around whenever you change profile stuff. So that's the first thing to do. Make yourself a little profile and then get yourself into the editor. We'll do it on Molden because why not? It's my favourite place. And mostly because all the other tutorials are there, so it kind of makes sense. Alright, so here we are in the editor, and as you can see, it just randomly drops you in some place on the island. There's no kind of rhyme nor reason for it. A very quick overview again, although this is all covered in the 15 minutes or less, we'll do brief kind of remind revise as we go along. So at the top here you've got all the different menu bars that you might want to use, and we'll go into those in various detail later on. You've got your kind of toolbar here, and we'll use that quite a bit as we go along. All your assets are over here, and obviously as soon as we grab an asset and drop it over into our entities, becomes an entity within the game that we can do stuff with. Remember that you've kind of got your objects, your compositions, so different objects grouped together, and there's a bunch of pre-composed groups in there. Of course, you'll have custom compositions, the triggers, waypoints to do stuff to your entities, some systems to help do stuff with your entities, and markers to put pretty things on the map. Okay. So tempting to use a pre-comp, but we're not going to do that here because that's kind of cheating, right? So the first thing that we're going to do when we're making a mission is not start chucking a bunch of assets down, but we are going to chuck down one guy, and the reason we're going to chuck down one guy is that he's going to be our Zeus guy. He's going to be everything that we want to do. So we're going to go Brit for. In fact, you know what? Should we just be old school and go NATO? NATO men. Good old ammo bearer. There you go, buddy. And remember, the first dude that we put down, the first entity, is always going to be that playable character. We're going to call you Test. And we're going to go into Systems. And in Systems, we're then going to drop down to... I can never remember. So I'm just going to put Game, because I want Game Master. Not that one. Where's my Zeus Game Master? There he is. Drop that down. And his owner is going to be Test. Cool. Other things I'm going to drop down before we get started is going to be a respawn. Respawn down here. And there we go. That's what blue for. Blue for. Just call it base. Base will do for now. Do multiplier. I'm going to go into respawn and respawn on custom position and select respawn position because we're going to have a couple of different respawn locations here. Mostly for funsies. So now it's my three things. That means I can jump into the game, get into the map and start flying around and doing stuff. The first thing you're going to need is some kind of narrative. What are you here to do? What do you want to achieve? I kind of like the whole escape and evasion thing, because it allows me to do a bunch of different stuff, not necessarily because it's good for this. But that's probably going to require a lot of coding and a lot of stuff, so that's perhaps not best for this. But what we can do is let's go and blow up an ammo cache. Blowing up ammo caches is fun, so we're going to do that. And we're going to start down here at that little military base. And oh, do you know what? Again, sad because I know Molten like the back of my hand. This place is a really good place for blowing up an ammo cache. Why? I hear you cry. Well, you've got like a nice little co-located farm, so we can do some stuff here. You've got this kind of little outbuilding. It's a little bit on its own. If you think narratively, contextually, it's within striking distance of the major population centres, and particularly La Trinité. Not too far from the airport, not too far from the port down at the bottom. So it's a bit sad, it's a bit loserous, but you know, it's what brings it to life a bit. Yeah, it brings into the realism. So that's a pretty good location. Laval. So on my kind of 50 minutes or less, this area here is the FOB Axios, for the training and development. So it might be quite fun to come and attack this place. But yeah, we'll do that. We're going to blow this place up. So what do we want? We need to drop down some markers so we know that kind of what we're doing. And they won't stay here. They're just there for us to have an idea of the mission as we develop it. So we're going to chuck it in. It must be like some kind of farm building, because what ammo cache wouldn't be in a farm building? So opt for ammo cache. And then we're going to put here, and it's going to be opt for as well. Garrison. So they can have a little garrison here. They can have a vehicle patrol. No, we did say it'd be simple, didn't we? So we're going to have a basic foot patrol. We're going to have this is going to be ERV1. Oh, ERV. It's me, RV1. Oh, let's call it RV int. So I don't want them to know that it's there. I want them to know that it's somewhere within an area. Let's make that about 50%. So all I'm doing with this is putting down an area marker, and I'll probably leave the area marker on there. Just give them a grid reference for RV int, and we can make this Zeus. That's not too complex. Make it a Zeus operation. It's quite good fun. They can RV with somebody here is going to give them some intelligence about the location of the ammo cache, or they might stumble upon it themselves. So that gives us an idea. We're going to start over here in the military base, so we should stick something down here to say that we're in blue for start. I do really want to put down some civ pop though. We'll think about civ pop. But that's relatively simple, isn't it? We're going to start here. We're going to fly over to somewhere on the island. And we're going to have to put down... I'm going to put down an AA threat so that they can't land. In fact, that would do for your marker, wouldn't it? There's an anti-air threat. So let's make this 2000 by 2000. So by putting this down here, it gives us a reason to land somewhere away from this location and get the guys to trek in there and go and get their intelligence and then go away and kind of conduct the operation. So we're going to go and blow up an ammo cache. We're going to need to have a garrison force. We're going to have some kind of patrols force. We can put into the narrative that the guys patrol kind of the high ground, and we can give them some no-go areas, like Arady's a good one. Give them Lush as well. So a couple of no-go areas just to constrain their movement, really, get them thinking. And then from those locations as well, we're going to have a QRF. So it will be a bunch of guys who, when blue for a detected, will give them a waypoint where they kind of hold for a random period of time. I like circles, I don't know why. Where they're going to hold for a random period of time, and they'll then move in and intercept. Like a real QRF, you know, like guys on 5 minutes, guys on 15 minutes. But, you know, they're going to be guerrillas, so there might be a little bit less on the predictable side of life. I quite like the idea of not getting an airlift out, but getting down to the harbour and some rebels down here, down at the harbour, and then we're going to have a surprise force in there as well. So let's chuck that down here. What do I want? It's going to be extraction, and this is going to be garrison's going to, in fact, no, it's not going to be garrison, it's going to be patrols. Patrols. And this is going to be QRF, 5 names, nodes to move. In fact, these guys are going to be 5 as well. Yeah, that works for me. Cool. So what else do we need? I need some kit and equipment. It's always useful, right? Let's give these guys all the same kit first of all. So you're going to have the A5, A3, because everyone loves the A3. Which guy are we looking at? Any guy. Okay. So you're going to have the A3. And you're going to have LDS, and you're going to have LM, that's fine, no suppressor, and you've got the grip, and magazine, and we don't need secondary. Pistola, yeah, happy with that one. Launcher, D, headgear, alpha, uniform, we're not going to be booties, and we're definitely not having hero sleeves. So on that one, vest. He'll do backpack. It's going to be roughly a clear no MVS. We're going to do this as like a nighttime dawny type of thing. Do I want bog standard binos? No, I want those designator. Map, you can have a map. Yes, you can have GPS. You can have a 152 compass, and you can have a watch. Everyone's got a watch. Cool, let's go to the uniform. So in the uniform magazine, no, I'm joking. I want medkit. Get 20, get some earplugs in. Just get the medics kind of that. And come back to Fulton, yes, map tools. Ugh, I'm not that generous. Morphine. Everyone can have, none of them can have personal kit. You guys can have a 500 splint, 2 splints, 1, 2, 3, 4, 200Ks. I could fit the micro dagger in there. Okay, micro dagger's pretty. We'll give them micro dagger. Cool. So everyone's got that in their uniform, in their vest. Magazines coming out their ears. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. Standard loadout. I'm not messing around with anything else than that. What else are they going to have inside there? Grenades. I want smoke. Okay. 2 yellow and 2 purple. And 2 frag. Anything else? Anything else that they should have that I've not given them just yet? Don't give them fortified tool. It's going to bubbly want to come back and be like, oh, I should have put that in there. That's a pain in the proverbial, isn't it? Nope, stick with what we've got. So that's everybody, every man jack. I'm going to start going section commander. Medics, team medic section 2 I see. Go there. Gun, point man, and law. Drop talent, Charlie, big lad. Get bang going towards the rear. Okay, section commands are fine. Point man, you can change you. And get to your head, you can have B. In fact, you can have stupid classes on your head, because why not? 1, 2, 92, where are you? 1, 2, 91, okay, right. That'd be fun. And you can have a flying grip and Harris bipod. Get to your backpack. Super clear. Just give some magazines. Got one on there as well. Then you're also going to carry a bunch. Do you know what? You guys are both going to carry a med kit. So we are L1 to 901. You're both going to wear uniform is fine. Vest. Dump the vest. Mags. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm just looking at here quickly to see difference in quality. The ballistic coefficient is big. So there's ace. No, total. We're going to stick with 3CB just because it's their kit and it's their weapon system and everything else. So we'll stick with that. The match grade ammunition is probably better. We've got that one there. We need. Go back onto this one because it may not have translated that across. No. And the optics won't necessarily have come across either. Nope. So we've gone to that one there. So there's my dude. He's got that one. He's got that one. They're all good. Where were we? Vest. Have we done grenades? 1, 2, 1, 2, 67. Okay. Backpack. Medic stuff. God, I bet that clicking noise is really irritating. 50 epinephrine, 10 each. Did I put a Fulton in the uniform? I didn't put a Fulton in the uniform, did I? I did not. Have a Fulton, my friend. Morphine. Yeah, they'll be dead otherwise. Let's go for 10. And then 10 tourniquets as well. Okay, I've got extra tourniquets, got extra splints. You can have a personal aid kit. Got saline, got morphine, got epinephrine, and got a bunch of expansions. Okay, so that gives me a medic per fire team. Best in my commanders. Ugh. 1, 2. Got to change the backpacks. Backpack. And a vest. Medic. A, medic B. Go backpack. Stupid. Better. Yeah, I like that. Right, this dude and this dude. So you guys, backpacks are gonna be. We don't need long range radio, so I'm not gonna mess around with that. Is there a command dude? No. Medic, point man, radio, rifleman. Rifleman D then, eh? Yeah, Paul Bergen. Rifleman D, and in your Bergens, you guys are going to also carry a Fulton. But you're going to carry boom stuff, so we're going to go the M152 firing device, and we're going to go for the demo blocks. 3, 4, which is a little bit overkill. But it's enough that we can go and blow up an ammo cache. That's what we need to do with you guys. My 2. It says N-Law and I-Law. You guys are both getting N-Laws, mainly because the I-Law's rubbish. And because I like the N-Law. Oh, very heavy N-Law as well, like 12 kilos. What do you need in your backpack? You also need Fultons. And you could probably get away with putting that inside the vest, right? It'll fit in there. And then they wouldn't need a backpack. But I like the idea of them having it in case they need to put some stuff in there. It's not overly onerous in terms of the weight. You can go for Rifleman D. Didn't look around with that one. No. I don't know where you get that. I've never once seen anybody in the military put their kit like that, but that's just me. B, C, okay, D. Rest, and you can be Rifleman E for. And your helmets, you can have some scrim on your helmets. I really like that 3CP have done this. There's a nice bit of variety in there, so you can make everyone look a little bit different. We're not having mini me's as well. Let's go change that one. So you guys are going to get GPMG because I love GPMG. Who doesn't? What else are you going to change? Let's go to your vest. And you're going to need ammunition. And we're not getting 200s in there. So let's get 100. Let's get rid of your... Let's just clear that out and go back to magazines. Get 200 trace belt. And get into your backpack. And get some more trace belt. And some... No more. Okay, change your weapon system. Make sure you've got a 200 trace belt on there. I don't think it did to anybody else because these guys are carrying explosives. These guys are carrying N-laws. These guys got the med kit, so I'm sorry, fella, you're carrying your kit. Let's change your headgear a bit. Slightly different scrim. And your vest can be... Ooh, just give you some webbing. Yeah, you don't need any kit. Oh, there's a squad lead one. We should have done that for the other guys. We'll change that in a sec. Machine gun one. That'll do. A or B. Go B. A. You have the extra stuff. I like the little PR as well. That's that dude. He's got his kit. Right, where's my squad lead dudes? Squad lead A. Little radio, bless your cottons. Right, so that's my section of dudes with stuff and things. And what else do we need? What else do we need? Now you should, in theory, we could do rearm and resupply, but they're going to walk in what they got, so we're not going to do that. What I will give them is a loggy point, just in case you need more stuff. So that will allow them to get crates with more ammunition and everything else. And if they want to carry some extra ammunition and things like that, that's fine. Now we go into here, go to attributes, go to playable. That's my dude setup. What else do I need? I need to get in there. We talked about insertion, and it's going to be by belly popper. Where's a helicopter? Army, MTP, helicopters. Go Wildcat. I like Wildcat. Simplex. And transport. This guy, I could do logistics helicopter, but again, said I'd make it easy, and this is complex. You have to go and start putting some stuff in there. So we're not going to do that. They're just going to get flown in. If they need to get extra kit, it's here. If they respawn here, it's fine. This will just like respawn again if it gets blown up, and then choose a bad location. So that gives me enough to get in, get some dudes, get in a helicopter, and fly wherever they want to fly. And that's one of the key things I like to kind of include within mission making. Is I find it very frustrating to be constrained with how I want to resolve a mission in order to fit in with what the kind of the mission maker's thinking. From my perspective, and people have different thoughts on this, but from my perspective, my role as a mission maker is to essentially put down the problem and let you guys come up with a solution. So it's not really it's not up to me to kind of dictate to you how to do my mission that I've made. It's the fun part is seeing the creative ways in which people tackle the missions that I make. And so I always try and do this from an Op4 perspective. How would I do this? And so from a mission making perspective, it's kind of how would I crack this? How would I make this work? Next thing we're going to do is going to be the ammo cache and the garrison and the patrols around the garrison. I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to move this somewhere further away just because it's a little bit too close. I mean, you can basically see Laval from Arady. We've got one at Larche. maybe La Passage. We have one here, and then maybe one in Duodam. I might give this. Oh, I don't want that one. I want this one. What does 750 look like? That's one thing I can say. I don't want to make it too constraining, but I'll be like, dude, don't go within 750. If you go within 750, you get spot upon the enemy. So it kind of makes it shapes their insertion, shapes their activity, but at the same time, you know, they can still do what they like. So you're given a no-fly, and we start building these up. Get rid of this one here. Again, make it easy. So FIA dudes, infantry. What do these guys look like? This is a 4-man patrol. We've got a rifle squad. What's the difference between a rifle squad and a assault squad? Well, one's got light AT and one's got AT. I mean, I can't really see much different apart from that squad leading thing. So there's not really anything doing there. Stay there, it's fine. There's 2-man. I'm not going to put a sniper team down. That's Jack. I could do a central team. Oh, that was a weapons squad. What these guys got? Arrow bearer, auto rifleman, and AT. Yes, that's my QRF right there. We'll deal with those guys in a sec. So we'll have a sentry. We'll have a garrison force. I want 2 of these patrols, and these guys are going to be in these guys here. We'll deal with them in a sec. So these guys are over here. You guys can be over here, and you guys are going to patrol around this one. QRF 1, QRF 2, QRF 3. It's kind of just for me to keep track, is to name what they're doing. What's this? QRF large. You guys need garrison. Sentry. So they give them the ammo cache. Leave the marker onto the building itself. You guys going to be patrols south. And guys patrols north. Cool. Let's do these guys first because it's super simple. So what I'm going to do with these guys is go into the systems and grab one of the modules from LAMS and do task garrison. I'm going to have a bunch of these because it just makes my life a gazillion times easier as a mission maker. I don't really have to do much with it. Now there's 2 ways of doing this. You could spread this over the whole town, yeah, and your guys get spread over the whole town. But slightly unrealistic. We don't really garrison a whole town with 8 guys. You'd probably chuck them into a building, and that would be with the best observation, best field of fire, and if you were stealth, you might build it up, and if you weren't, then you probably wouldn't. But this one looks promising. snuggle in there, so you can go in here. You're going to see a bit out of there. You're going to see out of there. Of course, there's a covered approach through here. This is never going to be perfect. This one's probably better. Stupid tree out the window. But I think you've got better fields of fire there. So, and again, think like the enemy. If you were going to place a small garrison in this town, where would you place it? Well, it's going to be here. And maybe this building there or like that as well. So, take this guy. Get this guy sync to. Is there anything we want to change in here? Apart from the stupid formation. And you can open, find, do whatever you like. No, that's cool. So if I double click on the garrison module, then the exit trigger is going to be fired. If I hold over here. Okay, cool. So exit trigger. These guys are going to garrison and occupy pre-designated positions within the building that's within the Arma 3 engine. And you can see here there are conditions for the unit to leave them. You can either be if you get shot, if you can fire your own weapon, if you hear enemy fire, all of them, or a random one. I like fired. In my head, they're kind of just like, you know, stagging on, looking out for the enemy, and once they're in a position to see the enemy, they're in a position to fire. So if they're in a position to fire, that's when they might decide to tactically move out of that environment. I'm going to teleport the units. I'm going to have a dynamic patrol. I'm not going to sort the positions by height. I don't know if this is like a little bit buggy in there, but when you sort positions by height, they tend to clump together all around one spot. I don't know why. So I don't tend to use the sort positions by height. The teleport units means they're just going to go there at the start of the operation. And the dynamic patrol means essentially they'll pull out a little subgroup. Oh, it says there. Pull out subgroups. So they'll just start walking around the patrol, patrolling the area. So it adds a nice little bit of realism there. I'm not going to... do I fortify? Do I want to fortify? I don't want to fortify, but I could fortify to show you fortifying and the pain when it is. Let's do a little bit of fortification. So sandbag wall and long short. Sandbag wall short. So why am I doing this? Mostly because you can shoot through the walls and stuff in Arma. But also, if we put it down here, then it's like a little visual clue to say that they've fortified this. So as the guys are extracting, they were like, if they're switched on, why are there sandbags outside the building and stuff? Put that one inside. And you can go outside. Enough. I'm going to barricade this entrance point. Which in reality won't stop anything, but it just makes it look harder. Cool. Now I'm going to take all of these objects, and this, and this, and this, and this. I'm going to right click on them, go into attributes, and then special states. I'm going to take off enable simulation, take off enable damage, and you should get a little red square. And basically all that does is it makes it a lot less intensive on the frames. So wherever you can make something a simple object or remove the simulation capabilities, then you're going to save on the frames in game, and it's really useful, particularly if you're if you can get into that habit of doing that. If there's no need for it to be able to move around, then don't let it move around. And then with this, if you've got tanks and stuff, then you probably want to leave it so you can blow it up because it's a bit unrealistic. But for a sandbag and things like that, they're pretty hefty and pretty hard to blow up, unless you're going to chuck an end-law at it, which I think would be a waste of an end-law, so let's not encourage bad habits. But that's a nice little surprise on the way back down. Whilst we're here, let's put like a little boat down for the guys to get away. I could put a super cool Marsoc speedboat, but we're not that generous. British Army, we're on a budget. And we're going to use an FIA provided assault boat. I'm curious if simplex works on assault boats. So this guy's going to go here. Go there, my friend. In fact, you know what? I want to make... My guys are getting wet. Let's sit there. Let's do simplex and transport. We'll test it. We'll test it. I'm curious if we can do in a boat. Where's my QRF? So what are we doing with these guys? Not in some weird diamond wedgie formation, but I do want them somewhere readily accessible. We're giving them a vehicle. Let's give them a vehicle, because then we can show that. Cars, not CSAT. FIA cars, some off-road. Off-road HMG. Oh, I always forget how to do it this way. So we're going to figure this one out. Let's move all our dudes back over here. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. There's my guys. Okay, so you're going to have a hold. And then you're going to have a... Can I get 8 guys in there? Nope. That one. Ah, you're a minibus. Yes. Can I get 8 guys in there? Oh, it's brilliant. You guys are getting a minibus. Come out of here. Now if I group to this, then that should, I know it doesn't look like it, but that should put him third in line, and that's what you want. So he'll then stay in group formation. Ugh, I want to go to that one. So this guy's leader, so I'm going to connect group to that guy, and then I'm going to put another. We just have one. You get one. That's enough. Move it over here a little bit. So these guys are going to do that hold. They're then going to get in this one, and we're going to drop that there. So you can see it's got the little yellow lines, which means to get into this guy. And then you guys are going to go to thing and task hunt. Where open fire. We're going to drop you off at this junction here. So that's the first part. This guy is going to move, but he's not going to move. Waypoint activation is going to be pain parallel, get in. Come here. Oh, it's easy to do it here. Okay, so this guy connects that waypoint activation to that get in. So by syncing that to that, this guy won't start moving until these guys have gotten in the vehicle. So that's the first one, and then I'm going to give you another move. You can set a bunch of waypoints. I'm just going to hit like the major junctions. There's one there. Move to... No, we're going to move to the bottom of the hill. Just so they don't get lost going up the hill. Pain in the absolute verb, as I say. And then move up to here. I want transport, unload. And you guys can search and destroy over there. You guys can move to there. Cool. It's me super lazy now. So dump this here. Let's get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. Dump this here. Back over to here. We'll sort these guys out. So these guys are QRF flourish. And QRF vehicle. These guys, we haven't done these guys. So you guys become QRF. Where are we? Doordown? Hopefully, maybe. Yeah, why not? These guys become QRF vehicle Doordown. And then it's just a case of tidying it all up and making these guys work in the way you wanted to. So swing those around. Anywhere cool to wait and door down to be a QRF. There's obvious. But actually, the less work they have to do, the better. Because the AI is great, but it's not that great. Where's my dudes? Come over here, my friends. Who's hold here? And I want one side of Arity. This little farm road. I'm gonna kick you guys out. Actually, I'm gonna kick you out in Arity. Let's go. I like this little farm bit here. So you can go to there. Bring all of these over. Again, bottom of the hill. Bit up the hill. Kind of in the town. Kick you out within the town. And then you can move to... if you can get to there. That'll do. My search and destroy, guys. You're going to hit the southern part of the town. Well, southeast if you're going to be specific. Take all this stuff over here as well, because it'll be there eventually. Go over there as well. Let's sort these guys out. Let's wait outside of church, because nothing says insurgency is waiting to go and kill a bunch of bad guys. Or good guys, I should say, in this instance, hopefully. Then hanging around outside of church. You guys can go here. Let's give QRF your holder's going to be there. Get that one there. Cool. So that's those guys. Let's stick you at the bottom of the hill. Top of the hill. I'm going to kick you out. Get rid of that one there. Transport unload is going to be here. Vehicle is going to move up to here. But my search and destroy guys, we're going to go to Saint Jean. Why? Well, we've got one here in and around this like farm, compound, villa. Villa's a word. These guys here, and then these guys here. So what it means is they've got to think about exfil routes and doing it quickly, because the guys will be on them. And I'm going to go for detected. If we go for detected, then that basically means when these guys get seen, it'll all kick off, which is realistic, because that's kind of what you do. We could do it when the ammo cache is destroyed. We're going to go detected because detected is realistic. It would be unrealistic to not be detected. So it's going to be you have got minutes view before they launch QRF. So it's got to be plan your moment. Same detail on there. We will include the outbuildings here. We won't include that outbuilding. Who would garrison in there? But we will include this little building down here and these buildings up here. Sync to that. And you guys are going to absolutely be monging it. Oh, it looks the same. Let's change that from rifleman to rifleman light. Does that look different enough? Noob. Engineer. Cool, good enough. So you can mong it, and you can mong it, and we double click on him, jump down into ambient animations in here, and we're going to give him a stand pistol, and remember to check can exit, otherwise they basically stay there. Whereas if it's can exit, then they can get out once it all kicks off. Same with this guy, ambient animation, you can be briefing point left, which is why he's bored of listening to your rubbish. Go back into cars, let's do a cargo van. Don't want a driver. And then I want objects. Is there cache? Cool. Can have cache here, and then a slightly different looking cache in here. Not going to make them simple, not going to make this one simple. That's all on net, so now we need a trigger. Nope, we need patrols. And again, I'm going to do lands, systems, and we're going to do task patrol. Go around the high feature. I don't feel like I want them to go around the high feature. I feel like I want them to cover the infiltration routes, so probably these routes here. So along here, you've got these 3 re-entrants. Those are relatively obvious approach routes, given that if you're trying to sneak in undetected, that's where I'd be. Let's call it 6. Dynamic pattern, definitely dynamic reinforcement, although we're probably too far away for it. Connect to this, and patrol south. I want to do, I mean, they'll go in safe initially anyway, so I don't know why I get excited about it. They'll just walk single file. But that's enough there. And then to the north, my man over at Zara, where would I approach from? Well, you've got a small gap you can kind of snuggle through there, but you're basically hitting the Trinity, so you probably wouldn't come from there. You're probably going to come up one of these re-entrants here, I suspect. Maybe over around here, maybe. I might put down that Arady's empty in brief. So up here, which means safe. And open fire. You need to keep formation. You guys can do your thing. I should probably save it. What are we calling this? Always uncheck binarized scenario file. Operation. Backdraft. There's Operation Backdraft. Save it in there. What else do I need to do? I need to have my trigger. Trigger. And server only, activation, blue for detected by op4. And why have I only made it this big? Well, if you've got an ammo cache, you wouldn't necessarily want to be communicating it to the world, would you? So it would be, let's just skip waypoint. So it's you're not going to call a QRF out unless they are there. Otherwise, you give away the fact that there's something to hide there. You know, that's kind of like Insurgency 101, right? And so open activation. There's my third guy's here. Hold. Okay, so we're looking pretty good. Let's do a quick overview of what we've got and where we are. We're going to start down here at the Blue 4 military base in this location here, and down here we've just got a small team set up with a logistics point and simplex transport. So they're going to get in the helicopter and use simplex to fly to whatever location they pick, infiltrate into where the intelligence is. So we're going to give them something to say, look, there's an ammunition cache somewhere in this location, and if you want more intelligence, then there's a... Oh, do you know what? This is going to be a dead letter drop site. You've got to get to the dead letter drop site to get the location, and it's going to be in this. Farm building. So we'll do a leaflet, and we'll do some intelligence. And now, if I tell you what, we're going to do it inside here because this is pretty cool. And we're going to have it around. What have we got in here? We've got some kind of crate. Crate. No, it's crater. Too big. Leaflet. So we've got a leaflet, and we're going to make a cool. So we'll do some intelligence in that. Let's change the marker position and change this to deadless drop. We've got our 3 QRF set up, and they're going to come in vehicles with HMG, so we should have N-laws, but we've only got 2, so that makes it interesting. And we've got an extraction route with a surprise on the way out. How are we doing for time? We're an hour in. Let's go down here. What else do we need down here? We need briefing. Guys need to know what's going on. So we need a billboard. What we're going to do is take off these two and drop it down because I don't like it being up so high. It's a bit better. And then I want a desk, a rugged desk. Looks very chairborne. A laptop. I wonder if it works so rugged. And then for this, we're going to have, go into systems, go into slideshow. A slideshow. So what we can do on here is have a mission briefing to the guys. You can do it in maps. You can absolutely say, you know, jump in your maps and you can see stuff. But I want to give them a couple of images of what to be looking out for as well. So we'll have kind of the briefing map up there, and then we'll have a look at a couple of what their caches that they're looking for, and an image of the boat, for example, they're looking for, and maybe an image of one of the Op4 squad as well. So like, you know, these are the kind of things you're looking for. So the vehicles, which means we're going to have to get in game and take some pictures. But that's easily done. That's easily done. And we'll sort all of that. We need to do some testing first anyway, so we'll sort all that afterwards. What I do need to do, and forgot to do, so this guy here, my test guy, I always go disable stamina and disable damage, because you don't want him to get shot. You don't mind him getting shot, but you want to be able to kind of do stuff without getting shot. Okay, it's looking good. So if we go to play and multiplayer, and we'll do a little bit of testing, just see how things are looking now. There's a lot of stuff that we've done. Cool. Multiplayer stuff works first, so disable the AI on there, press OK. Dear God, please don't email me every 5 minutes. There's our blue full start. Do we need to select respawn? We could change that. Why have you started in the water, my friend? Very odd. Okay, respawn. I do want to respawn. Well, that's gone horribly wrong already. I wonder why that's happened. Okay, so respawn needs to change. We're going to change it anyway because we don't need to do a select respawn now, do we? Because we've got simplex to get people in. Let's go and check our dudes. So these guys are here. Nothing's moved. Good. And let's check these guys. Nothing's moved. And nothing's moved. We've got a patrols. And they're kicking the caboodle about. I'll move my guy out of the water. Feeling better now. Cool. Right, where were we? Those good, those good. These guys here, they're walking, they're not running around. Cool. Let's go up to our little garrison location. I mean, they haven't garrisoned the side that I would like them to have garrisoned, but, you know, that's okay. I really don't want to put them in and disable their path. I really don't want to do that. But I might have to. So what happens here, if they start kicking off, like if I drop in blue for infantry, army desert, let's do a section. Going to start killing those guys there. Weirdly coloured. Oh, desert DPM, legend. That's old school. So when they start kicking off on these guys will be able to move and react and do stuff, but the exit is on fired. So maybe not. They're going to kind of be stuck there and not help the enemy. So we can change it to when they're shot near. change it to random and have some of them kind of coming out. I don't know. At the moment, nothing doing. These guys aren't doing much. So that needs to change. Absolutely needs to change. You can stop firing now, fellas. Let's kill these guys here. Not close enough to be detected for this, so that's kind of cool. Is that leaflet actually on the dead letter drop site? On the desk. So that's one. Just make sure it looks like it's on the desk. No, it has miraculously disappeared. I wonder where it is. We'll have to check that one. I probably need to disable simulation on that one as well, don't I? Let's go in here. What we got in here? So my guys, are they monging it? So these guys are monging it. He's lecturing him. He's very bored. Vehicle. I've got my ammo caches in place. Cool. And I've got dude. This is better. Do I want them to clear the buildings? In fact, you know what? I'm going to change it to fired near because I don't want them to go through building clearance. So I don't care if there's guys in there, and if they do decide to clear the buildings, I want them to come out and fight. So we'll change that. Okay, we now need to check to make sure that if blue 4 are detected, so let's take our dudes. Special Forces, Recce Team, we're going to kill some people.
Target acquired.
Need to make sure these guys can exit their animation. So, some weird snow camo. Is that a grenade or is that smoke? Oh, it's frag. Cool, so they've exited. Another bang. For Special Forces, you've just blown yourself up with a grenade. I don't think you're SF, fella. I'm not gonna lie. These guys. Come on, blue 4 have been detected. Blue 4 know that they're there. There we go. Thinking about it. Thinking about it. There's one. There's 3 are in there. These guys stuck. Well, they're thinking about it. What are these guys doing? They're en route. They've already done it. They're off. And this guy is stuck inside the hospital. I just drop him in there. Cool. So these guys are off. So we're going to have to move this because of the weird pathing thing. God knows what he's trying to do there. We'll put them out up in the field. And we'll move the other guys because they've got issues with pathing as well. Okay, but they're moving. How's my SF team doing? You winning, son? Cleared him out. Taken him out. Got him. Yeah, see, guys are kind of going nuts, but that's my little patrols running around doing nothing, and these guys aren't doing here. So yeah, that definitely needs to change. Definitely needs to do something with this QRF because they're still messing around. Busted somewhere on the pathing. We can just stick them in the trees there. Simple enough. So we'll change that. Cool. What else do we need to change? We need to check simplex, transport, assault boot. Cool. That works. And that's working as well. Oh, that irritates me. Let's open up TeamSpeak.
Connected.
Alright, back it. Okay, we've got a list of stuff to change. So garrison, I want you to be fired near. And this garrison, I also want you to be fired near. That changed. These guys. You can go into that. Also going to be up the road a little bit. Here. These guys are going to go here, and your whole point is going to be there. If you invariably press the N key whilst you press the M key by mistake, you got your MVGs on. Just double tap MVGs and get them out of there. Let's put this back on. These guys down there. So that one worked okay. Ugh, I didn't wait to see if they got out. Also change that. A bit more spacing. That will hopefully stop him from randomly driving into the corner. Forward bit, let's go there, vehicle comes rearwards. No, move forward, run into that telegraph pole, quite frankly. These guys were fine, so I'm not going to mess with them. If it isn't broke, don't fix it. What I'm going to do is move this, and then move this back here. So we've changed that, we've changed that, we've changed that. We're getting rid of this. I have no idea why it didn't work, but it doesn't really matter. So we're going to go into markers, and we're going to put down system and empty, and we're going to drop it here, and we go into the variable name, and we call it respawn underscore west. That makes it a blue for respawn point. We go attributes and multiplayer, and we don't need to select respawn position now, so that's all done. Do we do respawn position of death? No, and we're not going to save load either in case it goes to kit. Let's try this. Okay, cool. So we spawned in the right position. That is good. Let's snuggle back over to our dudes. They seem to be doing okay. No major dramas there. And these guys doing their thing. So let's get our blue 4 guys. Let's go to the Arctic Recce Troop. Go down there and kill those guys. And you guys run up there and kill those guys. Oh my goodness. So if you want to take command of anybody in Zeus, you want to go to modules, Zeus, remote control, and just drop it onto the dudes you want to take control of. God knows what this guy's got. Looks like an M249. Apparently it's an L110A2, which is probably the American M249. Any blokes at all? Anyone see the enemy? Oh, that dung 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 you just heard is my nice time. Rounds into these windows here. see what that does. Nothing. Fired near. I like to think that was near. Do you think that was near? Oh, there we go. So good so what's going on? We'll chuck the smoke. He's firing. He's just sitting there. I mean, it's not they can't move. Oh, okay, so they are moving, they just don't want to move. Okay, fair enough. I can't really do much about that. These guys. Not right now. These guys wouldn't kill that anyway. Kind of. We'll have another look at that. Right, 1 QRF, 2 QRF kind of, 3 QRF. Why are you stuck, buddy? Oh Christ, took them all out. Okay, so I might have to change that to make the transport the group leader. Because, frankly, they're a little bit rubbish with parking and keeping up and other things. So we'll change that. What we'll do is drag you up here onto the road, because I want to see if they actually get out where they're supposed to get out. Same detail with these guys. You go onto the road there, and same detail with these guys. Dude, what are you doing? Absolute lunatic. Guys a task camping instead, which will essentially give them a they'll kind of mose up around a campfire and a little bit less tactical, but more responsive. Okay, so these guys are kicked out. As ever, one of them got run over, and now they're off on their little hunting escapade. So if I get my dude, because task hunt is basically within a predetermined radius, and it's normally a kilometre, I think. They'll try and come and find you. So if you're within a K, they'll start running at you and going for you, etc., etc. So we need to make sure that's working. But you know what? I'll pause the recording here because no one wants to sit around and watch Top 8 to see if that works, and pick it back up again when we know that they're actually doing it. Okay, so if you pick it up here, you can see these guys are basically getting to their point. These guys are, I don't know, randomly started shooting at me, and then this guy started running around, so I don't know if they've just gone to ground. And these guys seem to be just confused. And it's kind of a hard one because that's the idea, right? That's how it works. As they don't know where you are, and then they kind of figure it out. And I'm over a K away, so these guys shouldn't know. I'm over a K away from them. I'm about a click away from there, so they probably shouldn't actually. Which ones are these guys? Cure Flash. If I go task hunt on Cure Flash. Oh, it's because they're all kicking off over this guy, of course. Blue Ball still winning down there. That's why they're confused. So you can see he's closing in. His muckers aren't doing anything, but he's closing in. My vehicles. The vehicles are away. The gun trucks are where they need to be. Okay, cool. Alright, let's come back out of testing from that one then. So I'm going to delete. And then you get an HMG. You get an HMG. But you know what? If the HMG doesn't make it there, that is not the end of the world. And you get an HMG. What I am going to change for these guys is so we're aware you can do normal speed. Open fire is fine for that one. Cool. So where you've got this, you can see there's different settings within it. So if you tick this tick box, then you can do all of them at the same time. Open fire where and they can run. Less realistic than I'd like, but it's enough. It adds enough. What else do we need to do? We need to get rid of some markers, so let's get rid of that. And get rid of that. Get rid of that. And get rid of that. Well, I'm going to change, so this one, get it down here. 60, 90, and 120. So what I'm doing here with the timer values is basically giving between 60, 90 and 120 seconds to load up into that vehicle. So we'll test that in a sec. And you'll see I haven't changed it on the other ones because I want to see when these guys move versus when these guys move to make sure that I've got I've put the timing into the right field, or do I need to put it into a different one, or add another waypoint in there, and then we can start working out on the balance of it. So I'll give them anywhere between kind of 4 minutes and probably 8 minutes to get into the vehicle, because it's not going to take them long to get up there, and I want to give these guys enough time to set up, smash the guys that are there, get into the cache, blow it up and get out again. The other thing that we also need to do is take garrison off here because that wouldn't be on there either. Let's take patrols because we don't know about that one. Extraction, we do know about the extraction point. We do know about the dead letter drop site. I need to check that leaflet. And we do know about blue force start. So the rest of those markers can change. What was I saying? I forget. It probably wasn't that important. So go to this one. I want to disable simulation. Definitely don't want damage. hitting F12, and all I'm doing here is taking the screenshot from my for the deadlist drop site. That's one of the screenshots that I want. That's going to go on the leaflet, and then in here, not there, somewhere else. Cars, HMG. Sure, I like this one. So cars, off-road HMD there, and all of that and transport there. You can go to bus stop. Bus stop's good. So all I'm doing with these is getting photographs of my briefing, so that I can that one there, so that I can put them on the briefing board. Get the guys doing their thing. Let's get a bunch of dudes. FIA men. I want composition, infantry. Your patrol team.
Ready for orders.
You guys want to walk, and you're safe. Column.
Copy that.
It always be like kind of like a clandestine image, but closer, so we can see more. That'll do for that. And all I'm doing to get those images is just pressing F12. That's the Steam overlay. That's the guys here. Let's frame this out of a window, for example. And that's enough. That'll do. I mean, you might want to change the draw distance and stuff, so you don't get all the fog and everything else. But semantics. So we've got the images that we need. Dropbox has that leaflet now stayed in position. Leaflet's now in position. Okay, cool. So we can jump out of here. And one thing I forgot to test. Cool, so respawn works, but I do want a delay on that. So back into the map. Ugh, I cannot remember the life of me the code. So wiki, not icky, wiki, close enough, and I want commands, and I want leaflet, not leaflet, maybe it's a function. Yeah, leaflet is this one. Yeah, cool. So I want that. Over to here. Go down to my little dead letter drop dude. There's a leaflet. pop this into the init, and this is going to be Intel, and then Intel. So Intel is then going to call this one here, and I need the image. So if I go into, so I've grabbed the file path. If you go into Steam, and you can see the pictures that I've taken, for example here. If you go to manage screenshots and then view online, show on disk, and it'll take you here, and then I'd suggest bookmarking that, because unless you're a complete genius and you can figure that one out. But grabbing the screenshot, and then I just want this, and I'm going to edit it. Let's do some edit, dude, edit. I just want to crop it. There's enough. I want the contour interval there, so probably just drag that back out. Cool. Save a copy, and let's go to documents, other profiles, this profile, npm missions, and we're doing operation Backdraft, and I'm going to save this as Intel 01. Let's just crop it slightly and get rid of the Zeus. I want custom. I want 2 to 1. Save these guys, copy, tells everyone this is op4. We did that one. Edit this one. Let's transport. Heavy weapon system. So it's done. We've done that. Let's go into here, and so you're going to call Intel 01.jpg. Do that one, and then the other part, I'm putting something. I like to feel that this is still simple. Apologies if you're not on board with that. Let's go board 1 and laptop. That's going to be laptop 1. This is op4 JPG, and we showed drag that in there. Op4.jpg, transport, and HWS JPG. So those ones, and this is going to be the welcome. Op4 transport and HWS. You become laptop 1, and you become board 1, And then I need picture of Axios, which I must have like a gazillion of by now. There we go. That was handy, wasn't it? Backdraft. That's in there. Okay, let's check that quick. Let's not check that quick. Let's go attributes, multiplayer, respawn delay of 5 seconds. And it's just because it's a little bit disorientating when you get slotted in the face and then you die and then you're like, oh, okay, I've been respawned. So it's just a short wait. Let me play multiplayer. Cool, so the image is up. The image is on the back of the laptop. I mean, do you know what? Why the hell not? It's a cool picture. Slides, HWS. Cool. Transport. Hop for. Actually, hop for. I mean, that's a pretty cool mural, right? Happy days. I mean, you might want to put more information on there. This is just to kind of cover the basics. As much as little as you want, just to show you how to do it. I've got no idea why it's putting the texture on the outside of the... I know it's display. Shouldn't cover that on the texture, but I like it, so I'm leaving it. Did not check to make sure this thing was working. So... on this one, you just mouse wheel, and this is 3CB stuff, so this doesn't work on all of the other crates. Don't be surprised if you can't do anything on the crates. And most of the other ones you have like an ace interaction option on the 3CB. Do you? Oh, I nearly saw it then. I feel like I can get closer. You can still do nothing doing. So if you go to, but on the 3CB one, if you go into the logistics menu, then you can basically call in all of this stuff, which is another reason why I like it. So say if you've got to give them night gear, you can call in night gear select. Goes on there. Delivery is complete. And then it takes a bit of hunting around. Normally to the rear, we can go into here, and they've got night optics. If you want to give them night optics, ours are going to be done at dawn, so I don't feel like it needs to be. HMVS, LLMs, and particularly IR LLMs, and chem lights as well if you want to put them on your dudes, and IR grenades as well. I feel that's missing from here is maybe the IR strobes and or IR silems for you guys. So let's say that you do have an issue with that and you're like, oh, you're in game but you've forgotten to do it. What can you do about it? You can jump down here, grab a crate. Let's get ammo. Ooh, I wonder if it's an Ace chem lights. That'd be interesting. There's IR chem lights in there. Cool. But anything you want to chuck down here, and then yes, you'd be surprised at what's under weapon accessories. But I suspect it's in here. IR strobes in here. Yeah, cool. So you can just basically go into Zeus and do it that way. So what we will do, because we're not going to have this guy in game, our test dude. So, what was the other things we checked out? Leaflet. Let me check the leaflet first before we start going on to that one. Leaflet. Dead letting drop. So there is a leaflet there, but it's not. It doesn't look like showing the image. So it's not showing the image. check that. Check what the file's called for a start. Where are npm missions and backdraft? It is Intel 01. Is it JPG? Intel 01.jpg. Texture string, texture path. So that's where it's going to. Is it because it's simulation? Just going to do this one. No simulation. Here damage. Uncheck simple object. See if that stays in there. Because it has got Intel 01 to JPG. Maybe it's the JPG's back. Let's try that. In fact, before we do that, I don't need to do any more testing. Let's kill my test guy. Section commander now is now player, and he is going to be Delta 1 Charlie. Because we're Brittle. Delta 1 Charlie. That's the owner. Place current multiplayer. Section commander, disable AI. Where have you gone, my friend? Do you know what? I don't feel like that's a thing. I gotta rule it out. Because I've done it on tables and God knows what else before. So I'm going to stick it on the floor outside there just to at least interact with the damn thing. That is not looking like intelligence to me. Nope. Okay, so we're going to change this. Let's just go for my leaflet. Change that to my leaflet. That simple. Just missed out there. And change this to intel01.jpg. Needs to be there. I'm going to change this to a table. I don't know why it's fallen through, but I've used tables in the past and it hasn't fallen through then. I just want to push the table line. I mean, that'll do it, won't it? Let's try that. And this is the fun part of mission making, where you get to test why stuff isn't working. So that's definitely not working. So we're going to come back out here. go and grab a code from somewhere else. Stand by. Okay. Is it because it's the old leaflet? It's not a new leaflet. Hey, Rich is on. So basically, this guy taught me everything I know, pretty much. Is it that? Because it's an old leaflet, it's not a new leaflet. I wonder. Nope, it's something to do with the file, because there's Axios and that's working fine. Why are you not working? It's a JPG. I don't get it. Okay. Let's go to... Oh, do you know what? Forget that. Let's come out of that. Okay, so that's working. So why isn't that working? I like that as well, that's pretty cool. But I'm in. I'm viewing stuff. It works. I don't know why it didn't work before. It works now. All that matters is it works. There's a dead letter drop. There's the ammo cache. That's the intelligence that they need. If I go onto the map now, I need to make sure I delete the ammo cache. But we're getting there. We're getting there. We're basically done. We're inside 2 hours as well. It's probably not a bad thing for you guys to see a little bit of troubleshooting. So I don't know if I might delete it. I probably won't. Ammo cache, get rid. Done. Save that. Okay, let's go through to the general. It's going to be title, operation, backdraft, picture. I'm being lazy. Do a cool picture. Okay. Mission to destroy cache in order to opt for developing an IT capability on Molder. Enough. Always uncheck require DLC. I'm going to put some more information. Oh, don't be that IP. Ugh. I hate being me sometimes. Of course. copy it. Uncheck required DLC, overview screen, loading screen have all the same. And we're going to have Axios, not states. Definitely leave that unchecked. There's no in there anyway. Briefing, so you can put this kind of thing in there. What is it? Opt for okay. Insurgents. Material. I don't say material. I'm googling it. Material. Is it EL? Stuff. Cool. I can spell. Regular material to develop their own IED capability. The bomb maker. Mission. To, well, that's not intent. To find and destroy. Destroys an action. Oh, destroy the for ammo cache on Malden. Tent. Scheme of maneuver. I'm not going through shaping and everything else. Let's go for find. Skill. Find. Can move to. Designated. Doesn't do spell check. Dead letter drop site to secure. To secure. Location. Move. Material, one section, capital, then withdraw from the fire assault. Main effort. Wait, because normally this goes into mission brief and everything else, but I'm just showing the fact that you can put it in there. So briefing, some stuff. Oh, I'm not going into any of that. Be there all day. Intro text. Sturge. We're going to change time, so that's fine. Okay, so that's all the same. On settings, environment, and I want it to be dusk. I like dusk. you know what? Actually, that's good enough. That's good enough, because if you go into environment here, 1845, take an hour, and it's getting dark. And then you go another hour, and it's pictures. So 1845 is good. We've got MVG capability, makes a nice twist further down the line. I'm not really fussed about the rest of the weather, so that can stay generic. Multiplayer, this is going to be cooperative. Minimum players 1, maximum players 8. Destroy the ammo cache. Get rid of enable AI. Respawn custom position 5 seconds. Not saving loadout. Revive mode is enabled for all players. Always whack up and always go to advanced. And bleed out duration is always 5 minutes. Performance. Do you know what? There's not enough kicking about, so get overly excited about it. Settings. You can go into the game options and you can start messing around with this. But if you're playing it as a multiplayer game, the likelihood is that this is set up as a on a server, and therefore the server settings will kind of dictate the difficulty. So I'm not going to get overexcited about that. But I will go into the add-on options. I'm going to import. Now you can again go through all of these and have a look and change different things to make them look the way you want them to. Once you've done that, you then want to save it onto a file. So if I go back into my file explorer, my mission stuff, and you can see here I've got one Sandhurst Rifles, Ace mission settings, Southampton Rifles, and Ace server settings. Which one did I do first? Not that one, this one, mission. So if I go to mission settings in here, I always open that. Nervous. A couple of those, cut and paste. In here. That's one. Save that. New mission. And then server. Go to import. Go to my server settings. Grab all those. Cut and paste. Into the game. In there. Press OK. Press save. That's in there. So the add-on options are working as it's supposed to be working, and one thing I'm going to check, just because we are doing a nighttime operation, so there's a little bit of blur, so there should be a little bit of blur. So anything else that we need is test it. Nope, that's it. Oh, and 8 seconds shy. I'll leave all the troubleshooting with the Intel thing in place, purely to help you guys remember if you've got a problem, how to kind of maybe go about resolving it. That is Arma 3 mission making in 15 minutes or less / 2 hours. Where we put together a basic mission. If you go back to the start, if you've watched from the beginning, well done you. But going back to the start, we essentially came up with a concept of what it is that we wanted to achieve with the mission. Again, I don't know why I'm gesturing because you guys can't see my hands. So what I'm wanting to achieve with the mission, and we decided we're going to go for this kind of ammo cache mission, chuck a bunch of markers down just to get that story, that narrative in our head, and then start building the mission up from there. But you can see there without any real coding that we've done. I think the only bits of code that we've thrown in is on the leaflet itself to have some intelligence. And you know what? You didn't even need to do that. I'd say it doesn't look as good, but you could where we've popped the texture on, yeah. So if we've gone into that. We've dropped the texture in there, and you can just about see it on there badly. But you can see enough information there to probably figure out, even without being able to use a leaflet. But we've done a little bit in there with the leaflet. I told you bare minimum on the files. If we go back to the file structure for the operation, all we've really got is a mission file and the images in there. The other little complex bit we've thrown together is the slideshow aspects. But guys, that is it. That is a fully functioning mission. You can chuck that up on your server and play it with your friends. Nice and straightforward. Key points to note on this: this isn't just go in and close with and kill the enemy. You might want to do this as a recce operation where you don't have to go in and kill the enemy. You might just go and do a recce patrol, go and set up, collect some intelligence on the ammo drop site, and then come and blow it up another day, for example. You might decide actually you want to go in and clear the OP4 out of Goss and secure it for another section that's going to come in and do it. A whole bunch of different things that you can do with this, and minimal tweaks and adjustments for you to achieve what you want to achieve. Any questions from me on the please stick them into the comments and I will do my best to answer them as ever. Thank you very much for all your attention, and I'll look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care. Bye bye.